Here's a question that has come up from people who train in Muay Thai or kickboxing. Should you train to be good at holding pads? The short answer is yes, absolutely. You should aim to be good on both sides of the Thai pads. I feel that focusing on one side over the other will leave you with an incomplete picture when it comes to striking. Maybe not incomplete skills, as someone would argue that you could be a really good striker if you are only ever hitting the pads. And you don't necessarily have to be good at holding Thai pads to be good at striking. But the whole reason I consider holding to be a skill set that you truly need to be good at striking is because of something that one of my first boxing coaches told me. I asked him how I could improve my boxing, how I could just be better at striking overall, and more comfortable when sparring and everything all around. And he gave me one simple answer. He said, hold mitts. Hold mitts as much as possible. He said, go pull a teammate off to the side. Hold mitts for them. There will always be somebody who's willing to get some extra mitt work in. He didn't expand beyond that. He didn't explain to me how that was going to make my hands better. That was the advice. So I did it. The benefit eventually revealed itself over time, years of holding for students and clients and fighters. So the first thing I think you gain is timing. Having to hold for people with different builds, different lengths as far as their limbs, even their heights and their power. You have to learn to catch their strikes properly. And to do that, you have to time their strikes and catch it where you're supposed to catch it. You don't want to stuff their strikes, but you don't want to have them pushing your arm back to where it's hurting your elbows and your rotator cuff. Timing becomes very crucial to be a good pad holder. That timing transfers over to your striking, to your sparring, to your fighting. The ability to time strikes so you can create counters or to time movement so you can create an offense, or having the proper timing to just outright defend. You increase that ability significantly by holding pads. Now, what goes hand in hand with that timing are your eyes. So what I always refer to as your eyes, but maybe it's better explained as your fighter's eyes. Your ability to see what's coming, to gauge it, to see what openings present themselves. While you're holding pads and you're calling out combinations and you're throwing back strikes so they can counter, you're creating a fight for you and the striker. You are seeing opportunities on both sides, the offense and the defense. It becomes your responsibility to create that back and forth. And you have to be quick. You have to think quickly in order to keep your striker working. And as you're doing this and paying close attention to the person in front of you, different people, different builds, different speeds, different technique, you begin to recognize movement, how people move when they throw certain strikes, the changes in their speed as they throw strikes at varying levels of power. And there you are on the other end, responsible for catching those strikes just right, moving your body into position just right. You see the patterns, you see the techniques, so you develop really good instincts. And that is another benefit of holding pads. A couple other things you gain is the ability to absorb impact. Remember, you have a pad in front of you, but that is still someone throwing at full power very often into your body, into your hands. You have to develop the skill to position yourself to absorb those strikes properly and safely for you and the striker. And in learning to do that, one of the first things that kind of goes away, especially for beginners, is the flinching. Whether it's holding pads or sparring, no one is above the flinching. It is a natural neurological response. But the more you hold pads, the number you get to the impact and to strikes coming at you, you become safer. And the reason you become safer is because you become confident. And that confidence comes from your ability to catch those strikes and in essence protect yourself from any accidents happening. or any strikes going astray. The only way to develop all of that is to hold pads, hold mitts, sharpen that skill. You should aim to be just as good holding pads as you are hitting pads for your benefit and the benefit of your teammates. When we're about to do pad work in my school, I tell my students, be the best trainer ever. Aim to be the best trainer you can be for your teammate, because as we're moving around the room when we're on the other end, we want to have the best possible rounds. When you're the striker, you want to have the best possible rounds on the pads, and that's just not possible if you have teammates who are not comfortable or not good on pads. Now, if they're beginners, of course, we will all exhibit a degree of patience. Absolutely, you'd be a jerk not to. You have to be patient with people that are finding their way or learning and developing as pad holders. But man, when the whole room is full of people who are decent to excellent on the Thai pads, that work is amazing and it is unmatched. Imagine just holding pads for someone, and then when it's your turn to strike, they're like, no, I don't hold pads. That's just absurd. But that's the argument someone tried to make towards me, is that they shouldn't ever have to hold pads. They shouldn't have to know how to do it. A good gym, and I quote, has just infinite pad holders at their disposal. And they should just be able to come in and just hit pads and everyone will just hold for them. That guy better stay in Thailand, where that is the option, because those gyms hire a lot of ex-fighters and coaches and whatnot, and it's just a different world in that regard. But you are still missing out if you're asking me, even if you are in that circumstance. There is a reason that a lot of fighters and Thai coaches, they love holding pads, and they love holding pads for people who hit hard. They get excited. When I was in Thailand, man, they used to get so excited when they found someone who could hit pads crisp and who can hit them hard. They all wanted to hold for that person. They understand the benefits of being able to take those strikes from someone. They revel in the opportunity to work with someone like that on the pads. So guys, I hope this has convinced you of the numerous benefits of being good at holding pads. Again, I feel, in my opinion, that it's just as crucial to be strong at holding pads as it is to be strong at hitting pads. The marriage of the two will enhance your striking overall. That's if you're paying attention. If you do this training and you're training at a good gym, and then you start to really pay attention to how well your sparring is going and how much better you are seeing things after doing extensive pad holding. Or even just having a mindset while holding pads that you need to improve pad holding and just trying to be the best pad holder in the room. Ask yourself or pay attention to what that's translating to in your striking. I look forward to you experiencing the benefits of being a strong Thai pad holder while training Muay Thai and kickboxing. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll keep this thing going. And we will see you in the next video.